Hold on. right. Good evening. I guess I'll go ahead and get started. I had to get me some water. I haven't had any today. I told you I put liquid chlorophyll and spirulina in my water. I've been taking chlorophyll off and on since I was about 28, 29 years old. When I studied with the Hebrews, African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem, then Ami was the, I guess we say, leader of the community at the time. And we ate vegan. And we were very much instructed, okay, to, eat well, take care of ourselves, okay? So for you who may not know what it is, spirulina, I'm just going to read this real quick, is a blue-green algae. It's rich in nutrients and has several benefits, antioxidant, okay? It contains antioxidant compounds that help protect cells from damage. It helps with your blood pressure. Okay, it may help reduce blood pressure. Of course, all of this is going to say may. Okay, cholesterol. It may help lower bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol. Inflammation. It may inhibit inflammation. It's good for your oral health. It helps to reduce dental plaque and the risk of gingivitis. It helps with weight loss because it's a source of protein that can help you feel fuller and prevent fat buildup in the liver and your blood sugar, okay? Animal research suggests that spirulina can help lower blood sugar levels in people with type 2 diabetes. Other benefits, it boosts the immune system, protecting against allergic reactions. It has antiviral and anti-cancer properties. It supports the development of the nervous system and promotes a beneficial immune response. Usually you can find it in a dark cream powder. That's how I used to take it all the time because that was the only way it was sold back then when we were taking it, when I first started taking it. So I would have it every morning in my juice, orange juice, shake it up real good and drink it. Now they have it in tablet form, okay, and now you see in liquid form, okay. Okay, make sure you buy it from a trusted brand if you, so choose to take it. It's your choice, okay? I'm just sharing some information. Okay, so it's your choice. The other one here is chlorophyll. Now I got these two together. Like I said, they're mixed together. Now, these are supplements, okay? These are not in place of and all of that kind of thing, okay? Supplement, wait a minute. Of course, in science class, you remember studying about chlorophyll. Okay, I remember when I was in the 8th grade, we learned about chlorophyll. It's the substance that gives plants their green color. And it's, very, very dark green. It reminds me of blood, what like chlorophyll is to plants, blood is to the human body. Okay, that's how I look at it. You can take it in liquid form, tablet form. Okay, it's an antioxidant. It can boost your health. Okay, but remember, it's just a supplement. All right, it's not something you need to take in place of other foods. Okay, all right. Let me see. Okay, some of the health benefits are wound healing, weight loss, cancer prevention, acne treatment, odor control, Antioxidant effects, deodorant properties, anti-cancer effects, constipation, supports skin health, anemia, it's a blood builder, boosts energy, okay, helps to reduce inflammation, detoxification, gut health, etc., etc. Okay. So if you choose to take these things, again, it's your choice. Okay. Ain't nobody on here telling you that you have to take this, okay, and that you need to, okay. And if you don't take it, the bad stuff gonna happen, blah blah blah. But I choose to take. So real quick, first of all, I want to say Happy New Year's Eve. We're going into the new year. Yay. We're going into 2025. Last night, my daughter hit me to this show, Squid Game. So we were, I think I've heard people mention it here and there on social media. And we watched the whole first season because she hadn't seen the first season. But she was well aware of it. So, and now we're on the second season. So that's why I was chilling with my daughter last night watching that. Okay. So I haven't really done any work here. Okay. But I did a little work today, what I want to share with you all today. And I might wait a few more minutes to see if more people come in. It's kind of hard to see how many people are in here currently. I'm gonna wait. I know it's New Year's Eve, it's like 6. I know people may be going out and everything. We used to always go to a watch night service at church. I grew up doing that. I don't really know if churches have watch night service anymore. I know my neighbor said that she was going to watch afternoon service. That's what I said. Okay, so y'all having church in the afternoon? She said, yeah, as opposed to all night. There's some really awesome, wonderful times doing those watch night services. Like the one church that was my great grandfather's church that I would go to when I started going back there when I was older. Sometimes it would be like 3 or 4 churches there. We just have a good time. But I always loved going when I was young with my grandmother to watch night service, and it would smell so good. It would smell so good because they were downstairs cooking. And it smelled so good and savory, but it was black-eyed peas, you know, the traditional thing, at least in the African American community. I don't know about any other community, but back then I hated black-eyed peas. You know, I love them now, but back then I hated black-eyed peas. Okay, so it would smell good, but I was always disappointed. I would eat them, but ugh, I hated them, but I like them now, so you know, I prepare them myself. And when I eat them now, I'm like, man, these are so good. Why didn't I like these, you know? But I didn't. Okay. But anyway. And I think they will have greens too. I think they will have greens too. And I hate it because everywhere I went, you know, people whose house I you know, grew up in, you know, that's what they cook every New Year's Day, and ugh, I hated them. But I don't recall. I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, but anyway, so we'll go ahead and we'll get started. I started to earlier as I was doing this. I thought about the Akashic records. Okay, so I started to do a little research on that because I had not heard that term until I started doing tarot on YouTube, which was, like I said, this is my second channel. I first started doing it, I think, like in 2019. So I had not heard that terminology before. But I hear people talking about it all the time and doing readings on it, and spiritualists on YouTube and whatnot talking about it. And they often talk about people looking into your Akashic records and all of this kind of thing. So as you see, you know, if you watch my channel, even when I do readings, I like to look up things, okay, for clarification. Because sometimes you can hear people talk about things and you kind of figure out what it is that they're saying, what it means, so on and so forth. But I like to look up for verification. So, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I am hearing and feeling like I need to touch on it a little bit. All right, so instead of me just saying, you know, Akashic records, and maybe a person like, you know, well, what the hell is that? Or not really sure, okay, what it is. I just looked it up, okay, just a general Google search. And it says the Akashic records are a collection of thoughts, emotions, words, events, and intents that have ever occurred, according to theosophy and anthroposophy. Okay, so let's just look up something real quick. Let me go back and finish reading that. Okay, again, this is not something that I feel like you have to subscribe to, or that you have to believe in. Okay, you know, whatever your background is, you don't have to. It doesn't mean that you know, a bad person and you're not spiritual and you go into the depths of hell or whatever. I'm just going to read it again. The Akashic records are a collection of thoughts, emotions, words, events, and intents that have ever occurred, according to theosophy and anthroposophy. According to theosophy and anthroposophy. Not it just is. Okay, they are said to be stored in a non-physical plane of existence called the mental plane. Here's some other beliefs about the Akashic records. The Akashic records are imprinted on Akasha. What is Akasha? It is an astral light that is described as a fluid ether that exists beyond human senses. Some people, like spiritualist mediums, are said to have access to the Akashic records. The Akashic records are a vibrational history of every soul that has ever existed. The Akashic records are a cosmic library that contain every detail of a person's past, present, and potential future timelines. Potential future timelines. Remember, we talked about predestination. I think I did. I can't remember which live it was, but it's since I've been doing this here. The Akashic records are a portion of the divine mind that guides, educates, and transforms people. The Akashic records are a computer database of the universe that contains information about a person's life, history, and influence on the future. The Akashic records are a divine source that can provide people with joy, inner peace, and fulfillment. Now, there is no evidence. I'm not saying it ain't real. I'm just reading. There is no evidence for the existence of the Akashic records, and scientific research in this area has not been very successful. Well, you know, whatever on that part. Okay. Yeah. If you know, people have this thing with science versus religion, or religion versus science, or science versus spirituality, things of that nature. Okay, it's all the same thing. Okay. Some Christians reject the idea of the Akashic records. Well, of course, they're going to reject anything that they don't as unbiblical. It's stuff in the Bible that Christians say is unbiblical. Okay? But anyway, for the simple example where Jesus said it and they said in the Old Testament, ye are gods. But in Christianity, they're going to say, well, that's blasphemous. And that's not biblically sound, but it's right in there. Well, like I read the other night, was it 2 Corinthians 4:4, where it said Satan is the god of this world, but Christianity would say that's incorrect. But it's right there in their book that they use. So they say a lot of stuff ain't biblical. That's right there. Okay. Don't talk to the dead, but maybe in the old covenant. Okay, don't do this with spirits, blah blah blah, this that and the other. Don't talk to the dead. And here you find in the new covenant Jesus talking to the dead. Okay. They don't want to believe in reincarnation, but Jesus said it's appointed unto man once to live. Okay. But your soul can live many lives. But your soul, as it incarnates into whatever human form, that life will only live once. But the soul can continue on to incarnate into other lives. Okay. Whatever. Christianity, all these religions. I'm not going to say all these religions because it's not all. Okay. But that one is just definitely famous for whoever is in control of it has an agenda. Okay. And they're going to make you, regardless of what's right there in front of your face, you're reading it, but they'll make you read something else. And it's like, well, that's not what it says. Okay. But people tend to let other people dictate to them what is right before their very eyes, as though they don't have the ability to see nor understand. Okay, but these are agendas. Okay, basically for control, to keep humans under control. Okay, all right. And sometimes they'll put the shit right in front of your face, but whoever the controllers are, because they know you ain't gonna believe it no fucking way. You know, you ain't gonna believe it no goddamn. Just like we was watching Squid Game. I think we're on season 2. I think the 3rd episode or whatnot. And the man goes back and he's trying to tell the people what's going to happen in the game and trying to tell them, you know, listen, let's vote to leave this. I was here. I know how this shit works. He's telling them right there, but they don't want to hear because they want that money. And everybody ain't gonna get the money, obviously. The first game showed your motherfucking ass that. And that's why the front man, he could say to them, you know, their rules is like, it wasn't this. They said wrong. You all, You don't have to do this. You made a choice. You made a choice. It's your fault. No, you made a choice. This is what the quote unquote people in control or won't control people, whatever. We make a choice. You know, here the information is in front of you. Even though, I tricked your motherfucking ass. You don't have the power within to see for your fucking self. And the name of that movie I was talking about the other night with that girl who and people strip searched her or whatever and ended up sexually assaulting her was called Compliance. Okay. They was complying with a nut. Okay. Who was posing as something else, but he did say enough things for it to be questioned. Okay. For that lady to be able to question herself, what was going on. But no, because somebody over me, this person is claiming to be an authority figure. So it must be right. What police officer going to tell you to do a strip search on the girl and then take her clothes and go put them in the car? They have an order too that they have to follow. That's not even logical. But he said, That's why if the controllers, whoever these energies and people are, that's why they can do whatever the fuck they want to do to human beings. Human beings are very well studied. They know what they're going to do. They know what they're going to say. They know how they're going to act. They know what each, what the gender's going to do. They know what the various races, that race will respond this way. That one will respond that way. That one ain't going to even look the shit up. They know. They have no worries, no fears. I know people are saying, their time is up, this, that, and the other. Okay. I'm not saying they're wrong. All right, but now let's look at this again. The Akashic records are a collection of all thoughts, emotions, words, events, and intents that have ever occurred according to theosophy. Well, hell, what the fuck is theosophy? If you don't know, theosophy, is a religious and philosophical system that combines mystical insight with ancient religions and myths to explore the nature of God and the world. They believe that God is an absolute reality that pervades the universe and can only be known through mystical experience. They also believe in a universal internal principle that is fundamental to all life practices of theosophists. They believe that a more profound spiritual reality can be reached through intuition, contemplation, epiphany, or other states of consciousness. They also believe in living in harmony and goodness and helping others. Okay, I'm not reading this to say anything is wrong with it. I don't feel like it is. It comes from the Greek word theos, of course, meaning God, Sophia, meaning wisdom. The modern it started in 1875 by Helena Blavatsky, and two others. It draws from many sources, including Plato's philosophy, Christian thought, Buddhist thought, and Hindu thought. Let me get back to it. And anthroposophy. I don't know what that is. Anthroposophy is a spiritual philosophy and new religious movement that combines scientific inquiry with spiritual awareness. It comes from the Greek word anthropos, which means human, and Sophia, which means wisdom. The founder, Australian philosopher, and scientist and artist is Rudolf Steiner. It's based on the idea that humans have the ability to access a spiritual world through pure thought. It also holds that humans are spiritual beings living in a physical world and that they can develop a spiritual consciousness independent of the senses. It includes practices such as developing clear thinking and a truthful perception of the world. Review the day each evening by recalling its events in reverse and experiencing the unfolding of the year. Of course, those that debunk it call it pseudoscience. Now, the only reason I read that is so we know where this comes from. Well, according to theosophy, sorry, and his other word, that's what the Akashic records are. Okay. I'm not saying that they're not real and they don't exist, but like I said, it's like when you hear these things, at least for me, I feel like everyone, if you're not familiar with it, look it up. That sounded well and good and all, but I don't know who these people are. I mean, of course, I know about Theosophy founded by Helen Blavatsky, but Rudolf Steiner here. It's good to know who these people were, okay, what their core beliefs was, as much as you can about their background, to have an understanding of the philosophies that they bring forth, okay, or that they adopt and adapt and add to it in some way, shape, or form, or even take away from it in some way, shape, or form, what their particular agenda is, even if you can know their political background, so on and so forth, okay. Okay, I went on to read more about it, okay. It says from another article, it's like an energetic library of information that contains the detail of your soul and its journey. Now, at one time, I was doing some spiritual work. Basically, I was just doing meditation. And I wanted to know about some of my past lives. Now, I told you, I used to practice, I was a hypnotherapist. I had a practice as a hypnotherapist, okay? Help people with smoking cessation, want to lose weight, shit like that, okay? You can take people into their past lives. I had done that, okay, a couple of times, okay, with hypnotherapy. There are different ways in which to do it, okay? So I wanted to know about some of mine. So I was doing some meditation work, and I just spoke to it and asked for it to be revealed to me. I guess that would be like tapping into my Akashic records, okay? And I saw 3 lives, okay? I talked about this one time on, I think, a zodiac reading. This was a while ago. I can't even tell you, I believe it was since I've had this new channel, because I didn't talk too much about my spiritual self or whatever, practices, thoughts, walks, talks, and all of that kind of experiences, so on and so forth, on my first channel, okay? I really didn't ever think I would have to. Okay. And then kind of just, I think some things should be kept to yourself, okay? And I really learned it should be, but sometimes you do have to reveal some things, depending on who you are and what you're doing. But nevertheless, and 3 were revealed to me, okay? 1 male and 2 as a female, okay? So 3 lives were revealed to me, my own personal self. So I guess that would be like, again, tapping into your Akashic records. I have had people, since I've been doing readings, when I first went public with them, ask me where they originated from, like what planet and all of that kind of stuff. And I do remember, like, there were about 3 people. I told them where they originated from. They wanted to know what type of work they did, and I told them I was able to access what type of work they did. I know nothing about Akashic records at that time. This is when I first went public with my readings. And the interesting thing is that all 3 of those people in this life that they're living now, they are doing work in that vein. Okay. All right. So I guess that again would be like tapping into your Akashic records. So I saw something that came up. Okay, as I was looking at this, like it was talking about who guards the Akashic records. Now I got a few things. According to spiritual beliefs, the Akashic records are not overseen by a single individual, but rather by a collective, often referred to as lords of the Akashic records or guardians of the records. I also saw the terminology keepers. Okay. Something else I saw, I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. No, that's not it. Okay, but let's see. These groups, I guess you could call them, okay, who are believed to protect the sanctity and integrity of the information stored within them. These entities are considered to be highly evolved spiritual beings beyond human comprehension. They have no physical form. They are not described as having physical forms and are thought to exist on a higher spiritual plane. Obviously, the purpose of the protection, their primary role is to ensure that the records remain pure and not be tampered with. Okay, accessibility. While individuals may access the Akashic records through meditation, boom, like I said, my experience, or other spiritual practices, the lords are not typically seen or directly interacted with. Okay. Now, then, too, there's some people who may say, well, I've seen them and I interacted with them, okay? And you very well may have, because some people, I think, how can I say, everything ain't for everybody to access. There's some people, even groups of people, who cannot have access. I feel like a lot of it depends on, there's so much that goes into our reality, okay? In this time and space, these times and spaces, I'll say it like that. There are some things that some groups of people have access to that other groups of people don't. There are something, and as you say, groups of people. That doesn't mean that an individual may not. Okay, I think sometimes it has the age. Who are you really? You understand what I'm saying? Where do you really come from? Again, yeah, what is your bloodline? So on and so forth. Okay. So there are some who probably can go directly to these energies here and speak to them concerning the Akashic records. I'm not saying that they can go to them and, to do something evil and hateful, to try to discover something about somebody to hurt and harm them when it ain't, none of their fucking business, or try to stop their movement in life, their path, their destiny, and all of that kind of crazy ass shit, okay? Or to discover who they were in the past, try to figure out how to destroy them in their present and their future, okay? Obviously, if these records are protected by these lords of the Akashic records or guardians of the records, so on and so forth, and they exist on a higher plane, obviously they would have to exist on a higher spiritual plane. Their role is for the records to remain pure, so they're not to be tampered with, okay? They can see who, what, where, when, and how, and why, and probably some of these energies and people can't even approach, okay, these keepers, these guardians, these lords, okay? But I did have a question. Can they be changed? Okay. Not only can they be changed in terms, someone might say, because what did it say? That's not it. Naturally a person may think, well, part of the past couldn't be changed, but maybe the present, which could possibly change the future, or the future could be changed. But since past, present, and future really truly all exist at one time, okay, I'm already in the future here from when I started this video, this live 39 minutes ago. Yet I'm in the present, okay, as well. I want to know, could that be changed? Okay, so I asked. Okay, and the information I received. Now I'm telling you what I received, what I was told. Yes, it can be changed. Okay, can the past be changed? The past, yes. And then I began to think that everything you see, okay, is true indeed. Okay, understand. For example, I thought about the past. I said, well, I wonder how can you change the past? Okay. And I thought about for a second, that movie came to me, what was it? Endgame. Okay. What were they trying to do to go back to get the stones? Okay. But, Thor kind of fucked that up. Well, no, Thanos got rid of the stones. Okay. But they probably could have asked, Thor, was that his name? They probably could have asked Thanos some more questions before Thor, cut his head off. So they had to figure out, how can we, get these stones. So what did they have to do? They had to time travel. So we've been seeing about time travel, okay, on in media, in entertainment and media for God knows, I mean years, okay, since before I was a thought, okay. Now my sibling and I do still have the CD, and I thought about bringing it out one day. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Now, let me make it clear. When I said can they be changed, I meant can you change yours, not you go and change somebody else's. Okay? Because really, your role and span of time in life is about you. Okay? Which, at the same time, it's about everybody else too, because we are one. But not you supposed to be focusing on your path. Okay? Not someone else's. So my sibling, years ago, he had his PhD in chemistry, I believe. Was it chemistry? Yeah. You know, real smart person, okay, in that regard. He got his bachelor's when he was 21, 22, whatever the typical age is, and went straight to get into a PhD program. He didn't go into a master's program in chemistry. Okay. And so he was into STEM, what is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. He wrote a book. He'd done work with young people, okay, in that area. So he asked me one time, he was always doing something, okay. So he asked me one time if I would, what is this, narrate this thing. This man here, okay, here's the CD, okay. Time Travel in Our Lifetime, the life and work of Dr. Ronald Mallett. I don't know if you guys can see that, okay. And here's Dr. Ronald Mallett. I do not know this man, okay. I just narrated it for him, like he asked me to. Time Traveler, you see the book here, Time Traveler, okay. And it's got the man's name, Dr. Ronald Mallett, okay. So sometimes when I hear people talk about still, is time travel possible? And I'm like, my brother worked with this man who already talked about that it was possible. And I can't say he did it. You know, I don't know. Okay. I don't remember, okay? I think I would remember that. But I did narrate the information for him on this CD, okay? Some of the titles here are Discovering the Route to Time Travel Research, Understanding the Nature of Time, Einstein's Theories of Relativity, Time Travel into the Future, Time Travel into the Past, Dr. Mallett's Time Travel Research and His Time Machine, okay? Time Travel and People of African Descent. Okay, so it's kind of like some of this stuff they be talking about, it's like this is old news. Okay. It's like some of the stories that they be talking about on YouTube, I'm like, that shit is old news. It's like it's being recycled. Okay. And I'm like, why are they recycling this? Like, it made me even question the whole, what is it called? What's his name? The South African, the Mandela effect. Okay. It made me question it, like, you know, this stuff is being done on purpose. It's just, I sometimes feel like this just doesn't happen to be. Oh wow, that's interesting. Oh wow, it's like, well, oh wow, yeah, but what's behind that? Did it just happen to be? You know, where did the change come from? It's like this very controlled environment and system that we live in. Okay, on Earth here. Okay, and that some of this stuff is being recycled. Rehashed, old shit. Okay, that some of us are old enough to remember. It's like, yeah, I remember that shit. Why are they just now talking about that? Okay, or talking about that again as though it never happened before, as though it's never happened before. It has. They've been talking about this shit. Okay, but I am hearing the word pay attention. Okay, I'm hearing those who are lucky enough to know. It's like to pay attention to see. Okay. But anyway, so, you know, I was questioning whether uh, it was possible if a person could go back, could go into their own Akashic records and change everything, their past lives, present lives, and future. Okay, potentially their future. Obviously, if you're going to change past, it will change your future. Possibly, you know, possibly, because no one knows if you haven't lived it yet, you haven't experienced it yet, okay, you don't know what it's going to be. That's the thing I was saying before when I did the video about, is this destiny swap thing actually possible, okay, and predestination, okay. One thing here is said that only, okay, of course, you know, Christians are going to reject it, like I just talked about that, because only God knows all of this, okay. But you know, that's when you look at God as just this being, as though it is a superhuman, as though God is a superhuman, okay, and not looking at God as the all in all that is, all that ever was and ever shall be, okay. God is everything, yet, you know, nothing at all. God is all things yet nothing at all. Kind of like, you know, some people may listen and say they don't understand that. It was kind of like that movie Lucy, when that that drug that was replicated from a natural substance in the human body, you know, she became like this, you know, her full human potential, to what in the end, you know, she expanded to what she became, nothing, like that zero effect I hear people say, okay. God created out of nothing, okay. You know, God, the creator that created all things, from which all things emanate, even the nothing, okay. But if you're looking at God as a superhuman being, then, because humans are limited, we're not, but we are. The soul is not limited. I'll put it like that, okay. Because I did my religious study series on here. I talked about that in Hinduism. Okay, the soul is unlimited. Okay, but the human being, okay, the physical lives in limitations. All right, but anyway, so my understanding that I got when I asked, yeah, it's possible. Okay, but I also feel like, in looking at this, you got these guardians and whatnot, they're not stupid, okay. I don't necessarily believe, and they were saying, you know, you have to get permission from a person to go into their Akashic records. Now, when I did those readings for people, I hadn't even heard the term before. I didn't know, you know, they asking me, okay, so this is the information that was revealed to me for you, okay. Ask me a question. Where was I? What? You know, where do I come from? What planet do I originate from? What kind of work did I do? I had 3 people come to me and ask me that. Okay, one person came, and then the other 2 people that came, they were related. Okay, to that person. Okay, and it just so happens what I shared with them, they were doing the same kind of work here on Earth in this lifetime. Okay, and then when I would do past life readings, I used to post on Facebook when I first started. I would do past life readings. Okay, it sounds like to me, from what I looked at today, that's what, okay, I was doing, okay. I purposely, I want to see what they cost you records so I can change. That's another thing. It's like general readings for people on YouTube, and this whole thing of, you know, they're trying to. It's like one person reading for a collective of people, and how many people are watching your channel? Goddamn, you trying to flip it up. Slap it up, flip it, and rub it down, and oh no, and mess it up for all these motherfuckers that you don't even know. You know, it's just like, it doesn't make, it's illogical. Okay. So anyway, that's that. Not only was I told that you can change it, okay, but that you should. So that made me think about how I've seen some things, watch some videos where people would say that don't live the life that someone else scripted for you. All right, It's your life. Okay. Ye are gods. Okay. In the image and likeness thereof. Well, some people may say co-create. Okay, co-creators with God, or you create. Okay. And some of this stuff, I'm just gonna say, throw this in there real quick. Some of this stuff, I have heard, because I've watched some videos, okay, and talked to some people who follow the left-hand path in terms of you are responsible. See, people make things something that they're not because they don't look into it, they're not studied, they don't know what the fuck the people are talking about because they're living in a state of fear. Okay, I ain't delved that deep into it, but I knew what I am sharing with you is what I learned, okay, from those who are a part of that path. You know, you're responsible for your life. No one else and nothing else. And I don't see how in the hell that can go against, how that could be a problem or go against anything. It's like I said when I was reading in Job, okay, and finally, you know, Job begging God, you ain't came, you ain't helped me yet, blah, 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 chapter after chapter after chapter after chapter. Then finally, when God did show up, he was like, you know, save yourself. Shit. Save yourself. Okay? You do the work. I'm giving you everything that you need. You have the ability. You have the power. You have the breath of God. Okay, and man became a living soul. Okay, which we'll get into that another day. Okay. So why are you begging when the tools are right here at your feet, in your hands? All the elements are right there for you to make your life be what you want it to be. Anyone who tells you not to do that or that that's wrong, they want you to be controlled and not empowered, not be an empowered being. Which I came that you may have life and that more abundantly. How? You empower yourself. Your faith has made you whole, but your faith without your works is dead. Whatever your faith is. Belief in self, belief in God. Okay, God within, God without. But still, you got to do the work. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you are capable and able. Because if Johnny over there could do it and Sally over there could do it, why the fuck can't you? They have nothing greater or less than you. And sometimes people may have less than you, maybe physically, okay, or maybe even mentally, so on and so forth. Maybe, life didn't start off on the best foot for them. Now, I do understand as well that I'm talking to, I'll just say this, Westerners, okay, culturally so. Because I just thought about how in, Hinduism you have the caste system, which has been outlawed, but that don't mean it's still not in practice. There's a lot of things that be outlawed. That doesn't mean it's still not in practice. Okay, you're not going to go from one class to the next class in one life. Okay, but moving on. So we're going to get into this exorcism thing here. And I wanted to know, about this. Let me say this Akashic record thing, if you could change it, because I wanted to know if a person couldn't do that, not only if they could, but if they should. Because how will it possibly change? What would it do? When they talk about time travel and going and changing the past and whatnot, it's a question. It's always a huge question mark. Like that movie, The Butterfly Effect, for example. Okay, and every time he went in to change something, it fucked some shit up. Okay. How will it, in his mind, as he saw it through his eyes, okay, Ashton Kutcher, who played the main character, okay, because, he was the one that was making the change. So he knew what was. But the people who had experienced the change, they didn't know. They was just living, okay, he changed this reality. They just in a new reality. That was new to him, but not to them. Okay. I don't hope that ain't no tongue twister or whatever. Okay. Because I just, wanted to know. Okay. But actually, what the answer that I received was you can change it and you probably should change it. Now, that may be specifically for me. I'm not telling nobody out there to tap into something and try to do something that they don't really have an understanding of. Okay. Now, I looked. Let me try to get an understanding first, okay? And all that get an understanding, okay? Hell. That's Proverbs 4:7. Okay. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Okay. Know what the fuck is what. Know what you're doing. Have an understanding. Okay. Some people say understanding and saying whatever. Have an understanding. Okay. Be knowledgeable. Yes. Okay. About what's happening. Okay. So we're gonna get started with this. Okay. And like I say, I call back all my power, my energy, myself, my essence, my being, the who that I am, my destiny, my light, my life force. Okay. So on and so forth. Every gift of God that has been given to me, so on and so forth. Okay. My beauty, my attractiveness, my life, my light, all of that. Okay. From Breauna, Jewell, Bellamy. Okay. And anyone else. Okay, who thinks that they have stolen something from me or that they're going to steal something from me. You have no access to me. Okay, not now or ever, never again. Okay, it does not belong to you. You will not carry it, okay, on your shoulders, in your body, in your system, so on and so forth, and think you're going to have me thrown somewhere away like a piece of trash in a fucking ditch. I don't think so. Okay. Everything, even that, I'm hearing my mom, this lady who raised me, stole from me. Okay, it is mine. Okay, I have access to it. And from this day forward and on, okay, it is returned to me in my hands. The abundance that was left for me and given to me, it is mine. You no longer have any access to it. Okay, and I say all that in Jesus' name. Her family, none of y'all. Okay. My dad's family, him, none of y'all. No one else but me. Okay. It is mine and it is so. All right? In Jesus' name. And the blood of Jesus prevails, okay, and works against you for your deviousness and your hatred. Now, this was the energy that I pulled up. I like I said, I watched my videos. And I saw that when I pulled these cards this last time, I said 2 cards, but I only pulled 1. So I'm not quite sure if it was 2 in all, or if it was supposed to be 2 from this one deck and 1 from the other deck. I don't know. But nevertheless, this is Stolas. Stolas is a prince of hell with the command of 26 military units. Demonologists state that he may manifest as a human when summoned, but his true form is that of an owl. Look at him. I'm here. When I called out to him, I said, in Bree? He said, of course I'm in Bree. Where else would I be? You called me. I've arrived. I said, did she call you to her? He said, yes and no. Called me, yes, but called me to her, no. Okay. I called myself to her, and he emphasized to. I said, what do you mean? He said, I called my energy to her when she desired to know herself on a more personal basis. And I said, I don't understand. He said, neither do I, but I'm here nonetheless. I said, what are you doing to her? He said, making her see. I said, see what? He said, herself. Now listen, herself through the eyes of another, other. And then he said, tears. And I said, she cried tears. He said, yes, lots and lots of tears. I said, why? He said, because she believed others to be as she is not. Okay, in other words, looking at other people, thinking they're this, that, and other, better than her, and all this kind of stuff. The spirit of jealousy and envy we saw coming from this Luciferian energy, also, which is one pride. Okay, coincides with pride as one of the 7 deadly sins, which I looked that up. Okay. Not having an understanding of herself, she could only see through the eyes of another, not knowing self. Okay, this ain't just a her issue. This is a people issue, especially with social media. Okay. Never truly knowing nor understanding herself. I asked, it brought her pain. He said, yes, pain and malice, hatred for others, including herself. I said, how have you been helpful to her? He said, I have not. I said, no. He said, not in the ways she wants. She wants to understand self, but so caught up in seeing through the eyes of others, the self will never come to be. Seeing through the eyes of others, what she thinks they see, what she thinks, how she thinks they think. You don't know how nobody else fucking think or what they see. You can only see yourself. You're looking at others for validation and a perception of self. You're going to be fucked up every time. Okay. She wants to understand. Okay, I said that. And then I said, who? Like an owl. And he said, I said, who are you? Who is she? Who is I'm? Okay. He said she'll never know because she refuses to. I said because she refuses to see. He said because she can't see. She won't see. No longer be. It's sad, really, but it is as it is. Okay. So I looked up the attributes of an owl. Owls have many unique attributes, including eyes. Owls have large, forward-facing eyes that are immovable. They have excellent vision in both daylight and at night and can see in near darkness. Hearing. Owls have acute hearing and can detect differences in the time it takes sound to reach each ear. Head turning. Owls can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees, which allows them to see behind themselves. Flight. Owls have feathers that allow them to glide silently through air. Feathers. Owls have soft feathers that provide insulation and camouflage. Beak. Owls have hooked beaks. Talons. Sharp talons for hunting and killing other animals. They have large heads, stocky bodies, short tails. Owls are birds of prey. They swallow their food whole or tear it into pieces before swallowing. These are the things that she does. The eyes. Sing at night or sing in the darkness, that scrying shit like I said before, or that monitoring spirit shit. Listening, I told you every time I go to do this work, she try to do something to hear what it is that I'm doing, the work that I'm doing. Tearing a predator to tear you apart with her words. Okay? So I asked this creature here, this energy, did she use you for any of these attributes owls have? It said, no, I used her. I said, how? He said, made her do as I pleased her to do, which is what I said. He said, whatever I said. And then he hissed whatever I charged. So I looked up this Stolas online. The quote, I may be an astronomer, but I do remain a demon. Do not for a moment ever take me lightly, simply due to my profession. Basically, I'm not going to read all of this, but what was being said here that it's this energy is a pacifist, not fond of fighting, does not like the notion of wars and battles, finds it fruitless and pointless. Okay. His involvement in terms of conflict with the war in heaven was helping Lucifer and those that were with him, guiding them to the appropriate destinations via the stars, because he is an astronomer. Okay, guiding them to the exact location, it says. The thing about it is, he's not a fighter or anything like that. It says, though he is a powerful demon, okay, but compared to his peers, he is less impressive. What he lacks in might, he makes up for in knowledge and intellect. But he is, oh, here it is. He is a very dangerous demon, regardless. Now this one here, Andromalius. Seven of Swords. Returns items and punishes thieves. Reveals hidden treasures. Oh, I think I brought him up on my other phone. But nevertheless, he said he was out of breed. And I said, since he said out of breed and been gone. I said, since when? He said, since I told her I was gone. He said, I said, why did you leave her? He said, I chose to. He said, see there, hidden treasure, gone, poof. I said, are you the hidden treasure? He said, no. I am the hidden treasure in all. I said, what did you do to her? He said, made her drink the poison, the milk. I said, what do you mean? He said, the lives of the thieves and those who thieve with me. I said, did you fool her to go after people's hidden treasures? He said, no, she fooled herself. And then he laughed. I said, that's funny to you? He said, very. He said, she deserves much pain. Okay? Now let me see if I can find this where I brought this up. This was interesting to me. Here it is. Andromalius is a mighty great earl of hell, having 36 legions of demons. He's depicted as a man holding a big serpent in his hand. He can bring back both a thief and the stolen goods. He punishes all thieves and other wicked people and discovers hidden treasures, all evilness and all dishonest dealing, even though he's a demon. Okay. He punishes these energies here. Who do these things? Okay. Who's his parent? God. So I read that. I said, you know, he said he was making her steal the treasure or something like that. I said, why are you making her steal it? He said, I make her look and see what they got. I said, why? He said, so she'll go after it. And I said, and then he said, so I can go pick it up, get it from her. I said, why do all that? He said, because she deserves it. What's taken from her will be given to those who it belongs to. He said, I don't like her. Okay. And then he stuck out his tongue like a child. Okay. So, tricky energy here. Okay. And then here is the angel, Hakamaya, to assist here. The raising God, loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress, brings victory, to assist in removing these energies. He said, in which I have. Okay. Now, as I'm looking this stuff up, something I heard, I don't know what led me to this. I was just looking these energies up, so I saw some stuff. Okay. Classification of demons, so on and so forth. And so, when I looked at the classifications of demons, that's what came up. Then I saw about the 72, demons, okay, from the Goetia. Okay. It caused me to look up, which are basically these here, what's been called forth. To look up Solomon. Okay. Now, who was Solomon in the Bible here? In the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament, King Solomon was the third king of Israel and Judah and the son of David. His reign, he's said to have ruled from 970 to 931 BCE. He is known for wisdom, leadership, and building the first temple in Jerusalem. His legacy, his reign is said to have ushered in a period of peace and prosperity for Israel. He divided the kingdom into 12 districts to ensure a steady flow of resources. His name means peaceful and friend of God. He was also given the alternative name Jedediah, which means beloved of Yahweh. His story appears in the book of Kings and Chronicles. One of his first recorded acts of wisdom was settling a dispute between two women who claimed to be the mother of a newborn. There is no direct historical evidence of Solomon's existence. However, he is an important figure in the culture and stories of ancient Israel and the Near East. There's no direct historical evidence of any of these in the Bible, Prophet Muhammad, so on and so forth. Okay. So I remember, and I spoke about it before, and I'm going to speak about it again. When I first came across her, she did a video, okay, a live rather, okay, reading about, you know, these demons here, speaking to Solomon, okay, or he was speaking to them or whatever, and they were saying who they were and what they did. Then when she claimed that these women on here were attacking her, because I sure know they was attacking me, she said to me, she suggested that we wear these seals, these pentacles here, okay? So I did. I had bought them. I'm listening to her. I had bought them, and since I made jewelry, I made them real pretty with stones and everything. But eventually I took them off because that shit was too heavy to wear, and I felt like I don't need to wear this. Okay, I didn't say that to her though. In my foolishness at the time, okay, and my not having knowledge of myself, my inadequacies. You know, I was listening to this woman. The Key of Solomon, also known as the Greater Key of Solomon, is a pseudepigraphical grimoire attributed to King Solomon. It probably dates back to the 14th or 15th century Italian Renaissance. It presents a typical example of Renaissance magic. This is not what I want to read. I'm about to find it. This is what she did, reading it. When she read it, she didn't really expound on anything. She just read it. Okay. I think we might have talked about a little, me and the other people that was in the live and her talked about some of the stuff a little bit here and there, but there was no real in-depth, expounding on it, which is fine. I didn't understand the point of just reading it, though. The Key of Solomon is divided into 2 books. It describes the necessary drawings to prepare each quote-unquote experiment, or in more modern language, magical operations. Unlike later grimoires, the Key of Solomon does not mention the signature of the 72 spirits constrained by King Solomon in a bronze vessel. As in most medieval grimoires, all magical operations are ostensibly performed through the power of God, to whom all invocations are addressed. Before any of these operations, the operator must confess his sins and purge himself of evil, invoking the protection of God. Elaborate preparations are necessary, and each of the numerous items used in the operator's experiments must be construed of the appropriate materials obtained in the prescribed manner, at the appropriate astrological time, marked with a specific set of magical symbols and blessed with its own specific words. All substances needed for the magic drawings and amulets are detailed, as well as the means to purify and prepare them. Many of the symbols incorporate the occult alphabet. I'm almost finished reading. According to the mythical history of the document, as recorded in its introduction, Solomon wrote the book for his son Rehoboam, okay, and commanded him to hide the book in his sepulchre until his death. After many years, the book was discovered by a group of Babylonian philosophers repairing Solomon's tomb. None could interpret the text until one of them suggested that they should ask the Lord for understanding. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and extracted a promise that he would keep the text hidden from the unworthy and the wicked, after which he was able to read it plainly. He then placed a spell on the book that the unworthy, the unwise, or those who did not fear God would not attain the desired effect from any of the workings contained in the book. Book 1 contains conjurations, invocations, and curses to summon and constrain spirits of the dead and demons in order to compel them to do the operator's will. It also describes how to find stolen items, become invisible, gain favor and love, and so on. Book 2 describes various purifications which the operator, termed exorcist, should undergo, how they should clothe themselves, how the magical implements used in their operation should be constructed, and what animal sacrifices should be made to the spirits. So I'm reading this, and I'm looking, this woman talking about she wiser than Solomon is here. Biblical prophecy before your eyes, which, whatever. And I said to myself, you mean to tell me that what you were trying to do with these demonic energies that have come out, who are part of this 72 here, that we're talking about with Solomon, the Goetia, you mean to tell me that you, Breauna Jewell Bellamy, call yourself calling on these demons, summoning them, trying to constrain them to do what you wanted them to do? And I said, and what, get rid of Solomon or some shit? Now, whether the person actually existed or not, the energy of the person is there. According to scripture, King Solomon was the wisest man who ever lived. In the Bible, Solomon is known for his wisdom, wealth, and opulent palace. He was also known for answering difficult questions from the Queen of Sheba. Solomon is said to have asked God for wisdom in a dream so he could better rule and guide his people. He was rewarded for his meekness with a wise and understanding heart. However, his quest for pleasure and power ultimately led to his downfall. Okay, yet many wives, concubines adopted the gods of other nations and introduced the worship of these gods to Israel. Some say that Solomon's failures as king were part of God's plan to show Israel the need for a perfect king. Okay, it's supposed to be Jesus. All right. But according to this, First Kings 3:12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart. This is God speaking to Solomon. So that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. In other words, you're the wisest. I gave you what you asked for whatever reason here. There will be none. There's never been one like you. There never will be one like you. Now, this is biblical. I just read the scripture. I'm going to read it again. 1 Kings 3:12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. Now, this is Bible. In this verse, God grants Solomon a wise and understanding heart in response to his request, Solomon's request. Solomon's request was to be able to distinguish between right and wrong and to have the understanding to do his job well. God's response shows that he's pleased when people listen to their heart and walk upright before him. And damn sure saying you're going to kill children is not looking right before God. That's just one thing. Now, that's biblical. That's in the Bible. Ain't gonna be one like you. Ain't never been one like you as wise as you, and ain't gonna never be one like you. Bible. Now, Deuteronomy 4:2. This is Old Testament shit stuff. Moses warns the Israelites. Solomon built the first temple for his people, which Moses was a part of that community. You shall not add to the word which I am commanding you, nor take away from it, that you may keep the commands of the Lord your God, which I command you. Revelations 22:18 through 19. The Bible warns against distorting the book of Revelation in any way, including adding, subtracting. Ain't Revelation supposed to be the end? Adding, subtracting, falsifying, altering, or misinterpreting it. The warning is that those who tamper with the revelations will not have part in eternal life in heaven. I'm going to read the scripture, not just the commentary on it. Revelations 22. I warn everyone who hears the prophetic words in this book. If anyone adds to them, God will I warn everyone who hears the prophetic words in this book. If anyone adds to them, God will add to him the plagues described in this book. And if anyone takes away from the words in this prophetic book, God will take away his share in the tree of life and in the holy city described in the book. In this book. I warn everyone, this is in the Bible. I warn everyone who hears the prophetic words in biblical prophecy. What biblical prophecy? You're going directly against it. There are warnings here. Proverbs 35 through 6. The Bible warns that anyone who adds to God's words will be rebuked and proven to be a liar. Proverbs 30, verses 5 and 6. Every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. You are a liar. This is out of the Bible. Did you say biblical prophecy is being fulfilled and you're smarter, you're wiser than Solomon? And whatever other blasphemous shit you've said over there. My people perish for lack of knowledge. And I ain't talking about you. People who listen to that shit and follow it and probably be scared. Signs of a cult leader include charismatic. The leader is considered to have special knowledge or authority, and their teachings are considered to be of the highest importance. I'm wiser than Solomon. Controlling. The leader has an extreme amount of control over members' lives, including what they can wear, eat, and who they can have relationships with. Her saying, you saying, if you don't follow me, I'll kill you. If you tell her, I'll punish you. Isolation. The leader encourages or forces members to cut ties with friends and family. You versus them mentality. The leader encourages members to see the cult as superior to the outside world. Same thing. Having people living in what? The next one, fear. The leader instills irrational fears about the outside world, such as conspiracies, impending disasters, or persecution, biblical prophecy being fulfilled. And you're saying you're wiser than Solomon when the Bible says, biblical prophecy now. You said biblical prophecy when the Bible says there's none wiser and there never will be. Perfectionism. The leader constantly seeks validations from members who may feel incapable of ever being good enough. That's that comparison. Taking screenshots of people and laughing at them. They're fat, old bored, and all of that kind of crazy ass shit. Serial abortionists and all of that shit. I got thick lips and all of that. She didn't matter because I got big lips and all of that kind of crazy ass. Full lips or whatever the fuck. I got hair down to my back, you bald bitch, and all of that shit. Members, I don't know. Well, yeah, members may experience various forms of abuse, including threats of physical harm, shunning, and other forms of punishment. Now, I don't know if you got no members, but damn sure members of those in this YouTube community, this Tarot Land community, I'm going to kill your children. Narcissistic or psychopathic personality. Psychotic personality. The leader may have a narcissistic or psychotic personality that drives them to preach a message and convince others to follow. I'm saying that you're the Pistis Sophia and the Archangel and all of that shit. To convince people to follow and listen to your gobbledygook and your crazy and your blasphemy. Absolute authoritarianism without meaningful accountability. Say whatever the fuck you want. I'm gonna kill children. I'm gonna spit down and all kind of crazy ass shit. And if you say something, I'm gonna kill you. If you go that way, I'm gonna punish you and all of this kind of thing. No tolerance for questions of critical inquiry. No, I don't know what to say. Okay. I said, I know this woman don't call herself trying to get rid of Solomon. Biblical prop. People read. Take some time. Now, I get on here like I did the Akashic record thing when I first started. I'm reading because I'm telling you about my inquiry. I'm not saying follow me, is this way? None of that. You ain't never heard me say none of that shit. Trying to harness some demons. I'm wiser than Solomon. And they demons breaking your fucking world. And laughing. Three-way split. I'm hearing one. Two shuffles. This one keeps coming out. So we won't take this one because it already came out. I heard one. Breauna. Breauna is very loosely based on the legends of Breauna. He is described by Colin de Planty as a demon with long and terrible nails who holds a position of power amongst the demons of the air. Talk about them talons, tearing people apart, trying to tear people apart and destroy them. I don't know the rest of the blasphemy shit she said over there. Can't look at that shit. It's disgusting. Mine gone. We've been gone. Calling, trying to harness them. The way Solomon did, according to the story. Use them to help build the temple. And then bound them. And here she is trying to harness them for her bidding. One shuffle. So she can be sexy and powerful and opulent and have money and be looked up to and worshipped and praised. Even one card. Cards are hard to shuffle sometimes. Citry. Ace of Swords. Trying to figure out something new. What can I do next? How can I dismantle it next? Me. Or I'm hearing whoever she can get her hands on. This ain't good enough. This ain't working in my favor. I got to dismantle somebody next. I got to find a way. This is her energy. Inflames men with women's love and women with men's love. Causes them to show themselves naked if desired. Lord have mercy. Yeah, that's that. Everybody's DM who I think is their DM is mine. All I gotta do is shake my boobs and be Miss Sexy Thing. And they'll come running and they'll come a-crawling. And when I get tired of that one, or that one ain't giving me what I want, or ain't working out the way I want it to, I'm gonna go after another one, and another, and another. Anyone I can get I'm hearing talents on, or in. Three-way split. One shuffle. What angel? I'm not sure if it's that one. Oh, wait. It didn't fully pop out. What angel? Ooh. There's a lot of them want to help, honey. Here. The High Priestess. I don't know. I have to look up the pronunciation. God, the eternal lasting success, protection from magistrates. Bitch, you have lost every part of your soul and your mind. And that shit when she talking about I sold my soul. Bitch, please. You see who the soul seller is. Not because I'm just saying it the way you were saying it to me. Everything here that has come out here, you have displayed this behavior. There was something I was going to say. Like I said, I shared a past life with this woman. I shared that with her. This woman was my younger sister. My great-grandfather, my grandmother that I did my live on were our parents. My father was our older brother. There were other energies that I know who are a part of that. I don't know her people. So she showed me a picture of her dad. She showed me pictures of relatives, female relatives. I don't know if any of those people share that life experience that we did. Yes, I'm hearing they would have had to have. I can tell you one thing, Miss Ma'am. See, I don't know about nobody else, but I don't have no plans on ever come back here to this space. You know that meme where the aliens in the ship and they pass by Earth and they look down and say, "Ooh, the ghetto." Exactly. Ooh, the ghetto. As beautiful as it is here, there's some beautiful, beautiful places here on Earth, and meet some beautiful people, and there are some beautiful experiences. Hell, just watching a person grow from an infant, to an adult, to old age, that in the life is an amazing experience in and of itself. Being that is an amazing experience in itself. It is a beautiful thing. But too much weird shit here. I have no interest in ever coming back. Somebody said to me one time, "Well, what if it's a utopia?" I don't give a fuck. Then yay for it. Okay, that's how I feel currently. Okay, and I've been feeling that way for a long time. And I feel like we have a lot more control and say over what's going to happen. Like we talked about this Akashic Records thing earlier. What's going to happen? What we had a control. Not somebody controlling us. They say we choose. We choose who's going to be our parents. We choose. So if we choose, then we have the control and the power. Ye are gods. But whatever, which I ain't going to reveal on here at this time, space that I'm going, when I leave and before I leave, and I did a reading on it in one of my blackout readings. Maybe I'll find it and post it. I will never, ever, ever, you will never, ever be a part of my anything, life, in any way, shape, or form. In this realm, the next realm, whatever. Ever again. And I'm going to see if I can change that past life shit. But we'll see. It's going to be whatever's the best for my benefit. Never. They say cut the cord. That's cut for the foreverness. You know, they say this is just a show. It's a stage. All the world's a stage. It was revealed to me it's like a big game. It's like a big, like, like the game of life, a big, what do they call it? Them cardboard, whatever, them board games, big board game. I mean, I've actually seen a vision of that. God's playing the game and other entities playing the game. Never again. Cord cut for all times and eternities. With you, Breauna Jewell Bellamy. That's all I got. You all have a wonderful evening. A happy new year. Okay? I'm not quite sure what we're about to roll into in 2025 here. I'll be listening to folks. Some things. I hear some very positive things, but I hear some very not so positive things also. But what they say, the darkest hours just for the day, that shit I don't know. Okay, I don't know if it's supposed to be some great world and realm utopia that we're moving into, or if Earth is ever supposed to be that, because they say it's a place of learning. Well, hell, how the fuck you gonna learn if it's all the time one thing or the other? Okay, but whatever. Okay, so happy new year when it comes for you. Okay, happy 2025. You all have favor. Peace.